Part 3, you will hear two students discussing a research proposal with their tutor. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
Leila, Ravi, your proposal compares virtual reality field trips with real outdoor fieldwork. It is a good topic, but it can easily become a technology review rather than an education project. Why did you choose it?
The main reason is that students could repeat the same site visit in virtual reality. On a real trip, the weather and group noise change each time, but in VR, the sequence can be repeated.
We were offered advice by a software technician, but no company gave us equipment, and we chose the topic ourselves.
That is a sensible starting point. What concerns me is your pilot group. It was not too large, and it did include geography students, but it included mainly confident volunteers.
Yes, the students who volunteered first were probably already comfortable with headsets and fieldwork.
Exactly, that means you must not present the pilot as typical of the whole first-year group. In your introduction, describe it as a small feasibility trial rather than a test of effectiveness.
A few students mentioned motion sickness after the VR activity. Should we remove those comments because they are so individual?
No, they should be reported as a limitation. They do not prove the headset was faulty, but they affect how usable the activity is for some learners.
For the main study, we plan to ask students how much they enjoyed the real field trip.
Enjoyment is interesting, but it should not be the main measure. During the real field trip, measure the accuracy of students' observations. For example, can they identify slope, vegetation cover, and evidence of erosion correctly?
I think we should add a paper map task. It would show whether students understand location and scale, not just what they remember seeing.
Good idea. A map task could also reveal whether students understand spatial relationships, which is often lost in short questionnaire answers. Do not remove the outdoor visit though. Your study is about comparison, not replacement.
So the final report should avoid saying that VR can replace fieldwork completely.
Precisely, it can prepare students or help them revisit a site, but that is different from replacing direct observation.
Before you hear the rest of Part 3, you have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
We also need to decide how to handle our data sources.
Start with the headset movement logs. They could be useful, but collect them with clearer timing. You need to know whether a student looked at a feature before or after it was explained.
What about the sketch maps students draw after the activity?
Keep them and code them for detail and accuracy. Count whether they include paths, boundaries, and correct relative positions, not just whether they look attractive.
We also collected peer comments from group discussions.
Use those only as background context. Students may repeat each other's phrases, so peer comments are not independent enough to support a main finding.
Finally, there are weather notes from the real field trip. The wind was so strong that some students could not hear the instructions.
Then note that as a fieldwork constraint, weather is not a flaw in your research, but it affects the comparison between the real and virtual versions.
That gives us a clearer methods section.
Yes, revise the proposal around evidence quality, not around the novelty of the technology.
That is the end of Part 3. Now turn to Part 4.